Well, what's the cause and cure for ADHD? I did a live stream about that the other day. It's on the TikTok and the YouTube. So the cause of ADHD is the same for anxiety and depression. So the task positive network, which is your flow state and like focus on a task doing something, and the default mode network, which is the reflection, planning, self-referential loop, they're competing for resources and they're running at the same time when they're not supposed to be. The salience network is the task switcher. That's the listener and the observer when you can back up and realize that you're not the character and the story and the mind and the thinker and the voice and all that. Once you strengthen that, then you have the ability, then you strengthen your salience network, and then you can switch back and forth between task positive network, flow state and action and focus, and the default mode network, which is thinking and the voice in your head and all that self-referential time stuff. And the default mode network, when it operates, it takes 80% of your energy. It eats a lot of energy. So when that's running and you're trying to focus on something, these two networks are anti-correlate. They're not supposed to be running at the same time. So when they are, they're just like this, like stomping all over each other. That's why you can't focus on something without getting distracted by your own thoughts or shiny objects. And then that's all also related to the amygdala. And I have that on the website as well. Let me get this push for the tics and Tourette's. I'll show you in just a moment where the ADHD stuff is on the website. And then I'll also show you where the tics and Tourette's stuff is. All right, it's deploying it right now. Again, all the problems in the world are caused by the same thing. It's all related to the salience network, the task positive network, and the default mode network. And that's the book that I'm making right now, the Angels and Demons. That's correlating the modes of your central nervous system with angels and demons, so you can realize that that's all operating within you. There's no evil entities like screwing you up, or that you have to pray to God to like save you from them or anything like that. And there's no angels that are external guiding you. Like that's all within you. Like all the power is in you. Connor, so every time I tick, that's a demon. Again, so angel or demon is just a dysregulated central nervous system. That's what it is. And you can through my teachings, you can learn to take control, as you should have control, and regulate your central nervous system to be able to, switch appropriately between the task positive network and the default mode network, utilizing the salience network, which is supposed to be the arbiter of which mode is operating. You're either in internal mode and thinking and planning and creating internally, or you're focused externally and you're acting. So when you're focused externally and you're acting and doing in flow state, that's the task positive network. And that should be running by itself. When you step back and you reflect and you think and you plan and munch stuff together to create new and decide what you're going to do next, that's the default mode network. And then the salience network sits above the default mode network and the task positive network, and it switches between the two modes. But if you are identified, for instance, with the default mode network, and you believe that you're the voice in your head and the character and the story and everything, and that you're not the operator, then there's no one in the control room. So that's why the default mode network and the task positive network will run at the same time, which they're not supposed to, because there's no one up in the control room. Like you're not active in the salience network to be able to modulate. So all this stuff that I'm teaching is how this all works and how to regain control of your avatar as the operator. You are like a spark of the divine, like the divine spark, Christ, God, whatever, consciousness, call it whatever you want, the universe operating an avatar. And it's the same consciousness as operating all the avatars. But when the divine is identified with the avatar and believes that it's the body and it's separate from everything, that's where all the problems are coming in. And so again, the healing is stepping out of that and realizing that you transcend the physical. Like you are spirit, you are God, you're everything. And you're also experiencing yourself through a single perspective simultaneously. And no medication required, no priest required, no bowing down to anybody required. All the power is within you. That's the wonderful thing about all of this.